Okay, we're going to look at factoring trinomials. They're things that look like x squared plus 7x plus 10. All right, this is a trinomial expression. It's an expression because there's no equal sign. It's made up of three terms. That's term 1, term 2, term 3, right? So that's why it's a trinomial. And so for given this and we're told to factor, we want something that looks like this. So really what we mean when we're factoring trinomials is we want to make it a product of two binomials. So we're given this problem and we want to make it look like this problem. So all we're doing here. So to get started with that, let's say if we have something like x plus 2 times x plus 5, and this is going to kind of explain what we're doing. That's a 2. Well, we're going to fool this, right? It's going to give us x squared plus 5x plus 2x plus 10, which gives us x squared plus 7x plus 10. If you don't understand what we just what happened here, go to YouTube, watch some top in full, and look at some examples. So what we want to do is we want to take this, we want to make it look like this again. And let's pretend like we don't even know about that still. But what you want to do, since you're here, your coefficient is 1, you're going to go ahead and put an x here and an x here. Everything's positive, so let's go ahead and put our positive signs. Now what we want factors of 10 that add to 7. And the reason we do that is when we, like remember when we took this here and we pull it out, we got x squared plus 7x plus 10. So these two numbers are multiplied together, and that's where we got the 10. Then when we added 2 plus 5, that's where we got the 7. But let's just think about our factors of 10. Well, you got 10 and 1, 2 and 5. Well, 10 and 1 add up to 11, so that's not going to work. 2 plus 5, that adds up to 7, so these are our factors. So you put in a 2 here and a 5 here. Let's look at another example. Let's see, let's do x squared plus 6x plus 8. So we want factors of 8. Let me write that over here. Factors of 8 that add up to what? Add to 6. And since we've got an x squared coefficient of 1, we're going to go ahead and put an x here and an x here because x times x is x squared, right? So let's list our factors of 8. You got 8 times 1 and 2 times 4, right? Well, 8 times 1, or 8 plus 1 is 9. So that's not going to work. Well, 2 times 4, or 2 plus 4 is 6. So, and this one's easy because everything's positive. And then to check it, you pull it out. So you got x squared plus 2x plus 4x plus 8, right? So now we got x squared plus 6x plus 8, which is what we started with. Let's look at something that's a little bit more complicated for our last example. Let's say, what if we have x squared plus 19x plus 60? Well, what are some factors of 60 that when we add them together add to 19? Well, you got 60 times 1. Well, that adds to 61. What else is there? There's 2 times 30. Well, that adds to 23. What about 3 times, let's see what 3 times 20, right? Well, that adds to 23. 2 times 30, that actually adds up to 30. Okay, well, they both add up to 23, don't they? No, well, no. 32. 32, Jason. 2 plus 30 is 32. 3 plus 20 is 23. And that kind of... So let's keep thinking here. We got 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 1 and 60. What about, so you got 10. So, yeah, 6 times 10. Well, that's 16. 6 plus 10, 16. What about 15? Would, you know, because 15 goes into 30, so 15 should go into 60. So 15 times 4 is 60. Well, 15 plus 4 is 19, so that's our answer. So now you take your x, ignore this right here, be x plus 15 times x plus 4. You pull it out, you get x squared plus 15x plus 4x plus 60. So you get x squared plus 19x plus 60. So as you can see, this isn't that hard, or mathematically it's not that hard. The hard part is when you get things like this, it's more time consuming. It's time consuming, but not hard. And where people get frustrated is, you know, they'll come up with this one, they don't get it right, so they think, oh, I'm stupid. They do this, oh man, I can't get this. But you know, it's eventually, notice, finally got it right. Finally got it. So this is really the key to mathematics. It's not that math is super hard or, you know, it's impossible to do. It's just sometimes with math problems, they just take a while to do them. And, you know, if you're in my class, I'm not going to give too many of these problems because it's real easy to spend 5 or 10 minutes on this one problem. So if you're in my class, expect, you know, maybe 3 or 4 problems of this level of difficulty. And there'll be one this hard on the test, but that's factoring trinomials with a x squared coefficient of 1.